Hi there, Anana here. I know I've been gone for so long, but hey, hello, how are you guys? I'm still well and alive. I'd like to thank Lip Studio Paint for sponsoring this video and for giving me the opportunity to test out their software to create art. Today I'll be showing you how I draw while I talk about my thought process. I start with a layer of sketch, and as much as possible, I try to use my rough sketch as the Lineart layer, because I'm too lazy to create a new layer and redo the sketchy lines. All I had to do is just clean it up a bit and pass it off as a clean Lineart layer. Then after that, I do the hair. I usually try to finish the head part first before I go to the other parts of the body, because this way I can get the general idea of the drawing. By the way, when I drew this illustration, I was so unsure of the direction or the pose that I'm heading to. I didn't think ahead of time and only came up with the pose along the way. So in a sense, I'm leaving it to the strokes of my pen to lead me to a certain pose or direction. I don't know if that makes sense. I just came out of a massive art block and I still had no idea what to draw. College and my thesis almost took the creativity out of me. I almost forgot how to draw again. It's been so long since I held a stylus and my fingers felt weird and stiff. Next up, I created a new layer and filled up the drawing with base colors. It's the most boring part for me. No offense to those who enjoy the coloring stage. It's just me. Next, I do the shadows. I create another layer and use purple for the shadow. And then set the mode of that layer to darken. Then play around the opacity. I add shadows to the parts that I think are under a light source or areas that are concave like folds on clothing to give it a sense of depth. I'm not an expert in putting shadows on objects because I just normally rely on my gut feeling on whether or not it looked good, so I can't give out an expert advice in this field, although there are a lot of references by artists on the internet and they're certainly helpful. Next, I make another layer for the additional details. This includes the text, the highlights, and the additional colors. This process calls for more gut feeling and trial and error. This is the part where I go an extra mile to experiment. I may add several layers of color correction to get the color and the atmosphere that I am looking for. This process is where I put my attention to the most because there are times that I think my art is not looking good enough. Yet, I don't want to redraw it or fix it because I'm too lazy. Sometimes the effects and the lighting do the job in saving the drawing. Put in some glow, shiny, or some floating dots. That's it, and I personally think that it's a good way to divert the attention of the looker from the uglier parts to the flashier, shiny parts. And there you go. That's my whole art process. The drawing's done. What do you guys think? I'm pretty satisfied with it. Thank you again to the guys at Lip Studio Paint. Bye bye!